that can stop me inside this octagon.
The celebration was more work than the fight.
Fighter of the night.
All right, new drop. Fighter of the night. AJ, what do you think, brother? What do you think about that?
I like that, man. Yeah, old school radio style with you in the mix. I like that a lot, brother.
Come on, brother. And then we got, you know, the beautiful voice of, I believe it was a, well, I forgot, so can't give you any credit. Sorry, folks, but it was beautiful. Listen, man, most dangerous man in the octagon, brother. Maybe not most dangerous in the entire octagon, because Francis Ngannou was that man on Saturday night. But we both have a long list of fighters that we can go through to claim for our fighter of the night. And if you do not mind, AJ, I would actually like to go first, because this is how much my fighter impressed me. So let me do my thing for a second, brother. Okay, folks. If you recall, in the last couple of weeks, even dating back on over to last year, last season, if you want to call it, there was a fight that I was very excited about, and that was Raoni Barcelos, the dark horse in the bantamweight division, against Victor Henry. And I've been saying it's my sleeper. It's going to be a banger. Watch out for it, folks. I said it again on the pre-show last week. I said, hey, I have a different sleeper. I don't want to reuse my sleeper, even though it got used as a featured prelim. But hey, obviously I've talked about it. You guys need to check it out. Well, the fighter that was the biggest underdog on the card in Victor Henry ended up probably looking like he had the best UFC debut we've seen in quite some time by defeating Raoni Barcelos. Unanimous decision, man. He flowed on him. He stood toe-to-toe with one of the best strikers in the bantamweight division. First off, gave him his respect. He gave him some respect, but in terms of being in the cage, striking-wise, there was no respect. In terms of back-and-forth pace, it was ridiculous. In terms of drowning an opponent, weaponizing your pace, weaponizing your volume, and kind of pulling that Song Yadong versus Casey Kenny approach where, okay, maybe Raoni Barcelos has to sit down on his shots a little bit more. I can tag him up in those in-betweens. I don't got to hit you with full power, but I could touch and go. You know what I mean? You can go for that touch-and-go type style. That's what Victor Henry did. He was very experienced, man, and he landed the most amount of significant strikes that Raoni Barcelos has allowed in his UFC career with 181. It was incredible. This man showed poise, he showed experience, and his nickname, I believe, is the Mongoose. He said that one in Spanish. He's the Mongoose for a reason, man, because it's nonstop pace, nonstop action, flow fighter, switching stances, you know what I mean, just rolling with everything, shoulder checking everything, man. The man had supreme confidence, and you know, supreme confidence is something that I'd love to see from a supreme competitor like Victor Henry himself. Getting a win over Raoni Barcelos is it's underrated because at the end of the day, Raoni Barcelos, and I think you can agree with me on this one, AJ, is officially, he's like number 18 on Tapology. Unofficially, he's a top 10, top 15 fighter. We just don't got room to throw him in that mix, even though we know how good he is. So getting a win over that guy in a UFC debut, man, I just think it was the most impressive thing we've seen, especially because it was a unanimous decision win where you clearly saw that Barcelos was on the ropes, man. Victor Henry, you are my fighter of the night. I believed in you for the sleeper, brother, but I'll tell you what, I'm mad because I should have put some money on you. You came in at a plus 335 underdog, man, to beat Raoni Barcelos, who was a minus 450 favorite. Beautiful. Just beautiful, AJ. So that is my fighter of the night, man. I hope I didn't steal yours, but you got to admit, that's one of the best stories on the entire card. So intangible storylines, everything, brother. Give me who you got for fighter of the night.
Derek, there are so many fighters on this card where you could choose from. It was a very eventful night for you, man. But I agree with you, Derek. To show up like Victor Henry did, man, very impressive. One of the best debut performances we've seen. And for that exact reason, man, honestly, it doesn't happen often, folks. Yeah. But I had to make Victor Henry my fighter of the night as well. There we go, brother. It very rarely, I think this is the second time it's happened where we made the same fighter of the night. But this dude was so impressive, man. So impressive to take a short notice replacement fight like that, be the biggest underdog on the card, and never take a backward step. Dude, this dude showed up. And what I love best about him, man, well, first off, DC said it best. Victor Henry's a dog, an absolute dog in the fight game. This dude stays ready. He even said after, he's like, I stay in the gym, bro. I'm a martial artist. You know, fighting is fighting, martial arts, martial arts. You got to stay in the gym, be ready so you don't have to get ready. I love it, man. This dude, he even said it himself, man. He's very conscious about, he said things like 37 or whatever, but he's like, I got a short run. I'm trying to go to the top, man. I know I got a shelf life. I'm here for some fun. This dude is action-packed performance, man. Like I said, never taking a backward step. All the intangibles were there, and the fact fact that honestly, when I saw that Raoni Barcelos wasn't top 15, I was like, really? Like, this is kind of, I feel like this dude needs to be at least top 15.
Yeah.
This is somewhere in the number 12 range. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's not the case. But the talent level is definitely there. Victor Henry showed up. Super impressive performance. I mean, you could go on and on about what this dude did in a great fight. And the fact that he bloodied up Raoni Barcelos and still stood there toe-to-toe in the phone booth when Barcelos was sitting down on his shots. Wow, man. Very impressive fight. Very impressive. And like you said, Derek, one of the best or most impressive debuts we've seen.
Yeah.
This dude has a very bright future in Victor Henry. That's why I made him my fighter of the night. Woo, it was a great time, man. That was very impressive for Victor Henry.
And brother, WOW, period. That's the performance, man. Like, I don't know what else to say on it, and it's unfortunate because that fight did not earn a performance bonus, but it deserved it, absolutely. And if you don't get 50K, brother, I hope that our acknowledgement of fighter of the night works for you. I hope that does a little bit something to ease your spirits. But, man, that was just so impressive. So impressive. So...